our 45-minute Hard CORE Glutes class. Today we're going to do some strengthening exercises for our glutes, lower body, and our core. We have 3 circuits of 3 exercises each. Each circuit is going to be 3 sets of work with rest in between. So it'll be 50 seconds of work for each exercise, 15 seconds of rest in between. We'll also have a quick warm-up and cool down in today's workout. So let me just adjust the camera a little bit here. All you need today is a kettlebell or a dumbbell, about medium weight, and water and a mat. That's it. And by the way, my name is Elizabeth, and I'm the Health and Fitness Coordinator here at Bedford. So getting started with our warm-up, we're going to do some air squats. So feet are about hip width apart, and you're just squatting down and back, sinking your weight back into your heels as you then stand back up. Slightly squeezing the glutes as you stand back up, getting the energy flowing into our muscles, waking up those glutes, waking up the core. And let's do 5 more of these. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. From there, we're going to do some knee hugs. So just supporting your weight on one foot, hugging in one of your knees into your chest, giving it a little squeeze, and then placing that foot back down and switching sides. Stretching out the hips here. And if your balance is a little shaky here, you can always support yourself against the wall with one hand as you squeeze your knee in towards your chest. All right, let's do 1 more on each side. And rest. All right, from here, we're going to do some external hip rotations. So let's plant that left foot on the ground, pick up that right foot, and bring that knee up towards the sky and then out away from the body and then back down to the mat. So just rotating your hip out away from the body, tracing a circle with your knee. All right, let's do 5 more of those. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And switch sides. Again, if you need the support of the wall, you can use your hand to support your body. If this feels a little shaky, looking good. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wonderful. All right, we're going to do some good mornings now. So you're going to stand on your mat with your feet close together. Stand up nice and tall to roll those shoulder blades back and down, to raise those arms overhead. And you're going to hinge forward at the hips, slight bend in your knee, bringing your torso parallel to the ground, feeling that nice stretch through your hamstrings and glutes, and then standing back up, squeezing the glutes at the top. And we'll just do this a few times, activating those glutes and hamstrings. You want your back nice and straight here, and you really only want to have movement happening through the hip joint here. So sometimes it can be helpful to actually hold on to the hip bones here and feel that movement happening at the hip. All right, let's do 3 more of these. 3, 2, and 1. Great work. All right, last move of this warm-up is a modified jumping jack. So you can essentially do a jumping jack, but without the jumping part. So just stepping one foot out as you raise your arms overhead, and then the other foot out as you raise arms overhead. And if you want, you can do a full jumping jack here if you want to raise that heart rate up a little bit more. Looking good. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, great work. So we're going to get started with our first circuit. Before we get right into the work, I'm going to demonstrate each exercise, and then we'll go through the circuit 3 times, and then I'll demonstrate the next exercises in the next circuit, and so on and so forth. All right, so for this circuit, we have a sumo squat, some butterfly crunches, and a glute kickback. So let's start with the sumo squat. You're going to pick up your weight, whether it's a kettlebell or a dumbbell, or go no weight, totally up to you. You're going to hold it at your chest, and you're going to take your feet wider than shoulder distance apart, just a little bit wider than shoulder distance apart. Nice wide stance with your toes pointed slightly outwards, and then you're going to just squat down and back, so driving your hips down towards the ground and back towards the back of the room, as opposed to leaning forward or driving backwards. Okay, keeping that torso upright, back nice and straight, and we're squeezing those glutes at the top of the movement. All right, so that's the sumo squat. Next up, to target our core, we're going to do some butterfly crunches. So you're going to sit down on the mat. You're going to place your hands by your ears, and you're going to place your feet together, or as close together as they can be. So your knees are kind of splayed out. And then you're going to crunch inward. So crunching your knees towards your chest and your elbows towards your knees, lifting your head and neck off the mat. All right. And then last exercise in this circuit is a glute kickback. So you're going to get into tabletop position on the mat. So your hands are just under your shoulder points. Your knees are just under your hip points. Your back is nice and neutral. And then you're going to take your right foot and kick it up towards the sky. The sole of your foot is facing the ceiling here. And just continuously kick it up. You should feel a nice squeeze through your glutes. And we'll do that for 25 seconds. And then we'll switch sides to the other leg, the other 25 seconds of that set. So those are the exercises. Let's get started now. I'm just going to set up my timer. And again, it's 50 seconds of work for each move, then 15 seconds of rest between. Really just enough time to transition to the next movement. And we're going to go through those 3 times. All right, getting started with those sumo squats. Let's see here. Picking up your weight, holding at your chest. Feet are wider than shoulder distance apart, and they're pointing outwards, and then you're squatting down and back. Squeezing your glutes at the top. Torso is nice and straight. Feeling the strength in your body as you push upwards towards the sky. Keep on moving. I'm just going to show you a different view. Doing great. Just 10 more seconds here. Keep moving. You can always drop the weight if you need to. If you don't need to, then keep it up. And rest. All right, we're going to get into that butterfly crunch next. Sitting down on the mat. Laying down, hands by your ears, feet together, knees pointing outwards, and then let's crunch inwards. Just like we're a butterfly. Doing good. Sorry, I can't talk too much in this move. as I'm crunching. Looking good. Not much longer. Exhaling as you crunch. Inhaling as you extend. And rest. Great work. All right, from here we're going to get into those glute kickbacks. So getting into a tabletop position. Hands under shoulder points, knees under hip points. Let's start with that right foot kicking up, starting now. Sole of your foot is pointing towards the ceiling. And we're just pulsing our foot up, squeezing that right glute. Just a few more seconds on this side. And switch sides, raising that left foot up towards the sky. Let's keep that torso nice and neutral and straight. Great work. Just little pulses here. Make a big impact. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Awesome. We're going to get back to those goblet squats at the top, into our second set of exercises. All right, so picking up your weight, getting into that squat stance, wide stance, chest nice and upright, and then squatting your weight down and shifting your weight back towards the back of the room as opposed to leaning forward. Squeezing those glutes just a bit at the top. You got this. Looking good, looking strong. Focusing on your breath. Keeping yourself centered. Just 5 more seconds. 2, 1, rest. All right, back into those butterfly crunches, sitting back on the mat, laying down, hands by your ears. Your feet are pressed together as your knees are out, and crunching inwards now. Really working your abdominals here. Also getting a nice hip flexor stretch in. Exhaling as you crunch, inhaling as you extend. Looking good. Feeling the burn. Smiling through it. And rest. Woo! Back into those glute kickbacks. So we're getting into tabletop position. Hands are under our shoulder points. Knees are under our hip points. And we're going to kick that right foot up starting now. Little pulses up towards the ceiling. Instead of having your toes pointed towards the ceiling, you want your foot flat with your sole pointed towards the ceiling. You'll feel your glute engage more that way. And switching the legs now. Left leg up. Pulses. Doing great. Alrighty. Rocking through this second set. We're about to be in our last set of these exercises. Let's just lie back. 3, 2, 1, rest. Awesome work. Last set of these exercises before we get into our next circuit. So let's pick up that weight for our sumo squats. Holding your weight by the chest. Feet wider than shoulder distance apart, just a little bit. Toes pointed out, and squatting down. Again, paying attention to your form here. You want to keep your knees away from your toes. Your knees shouldn't be over your toes. They should be behind them. Keeping the torso upright as opposed to leaning forward too much. And for the last 10 seconds here, let's hold at the bottom of that squat. So squat down, and let's just hold here. Really feel a burn. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and stand up. Woo, great work. Last sumo squat. Have the workout complete. All right, we're gonna get back into those butterfly crunches. Laying down. Hands by the ears, feet together, knees pointed out, and crunching in. Tuning into your breath here. You got this. Keep on moving, even if the movement is slow. Chin is tucked in slightly towards the chest. And rest. Great job. Back into our last glute kickback of this workout. So in tabletop position, we're going to kick that right foot up towards the ceiling and just doing these tiny pulses upwards. Keeping the spine nice and straight and neutral. We're going to be switching legs soon. 3, 2, 1, switch. Lift that left leg up. Sole of your foot is pointing towards the sky. Looking good. Really feeling that burn in the glute. Just these tiny little movements can make such a big difference. And rest. Woo, awesome job. Just gonna reset my timer here. Okay, we're gonna get into our second set now of this workout. So let me demonstrate those exercises. We're gonna do a forearm plank, some hip abductions, and then scissor crossovers. So all of these exercises are on the mat, which is kind of convenient, not too much sitting and standing. So to do your forearm plank, you're probably familiar with this, but we'll just go over it again. You're going to balance your weight on your forearms and your feet. So kicking those feet out, forearms are underneath you, your shoulder points, and you want to have your spine nice and straight. You don't want your head towards the floor here. You want that nice and neutral, and you don't want your butt up towards the sky. Again, you want that falling in line with the rest of your torso. And we're just going to hold this here for 50 seconds. And if you need to take a rest at any point, you can just put one knee down and then the other knee, just kind of switching between knees, then getting back into our plank. All right, so that's the first exercise. Second is a hip abduction. So what we're going to do is go into that tabletop position, same as we did with those glute kickbacks. Your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, and then you're going to take, we'll start with our right leg. You're going to kick that leg out to the side. So let me show you another angle here. So see how you're just kicking your leg out away from your body. You should feel that through the side of your glute here. So, show another angle, just kicking it out away from the midline of your body. Okay, so we're gonna do that 25 seconds on one side and then 25 seconds on the other, just like the glute kickbacks. And then the last exercise of this circuit, the scissor crossover. So you're going to lay down on your back. Your hands are by your sides. You're going to lift your legs up, and then you're going to cross one leg over the other and then alternate, almost like your legs are scissors. If you need a little bit of extra support in your lower back in this position, place your hands under your lower back here, just like that. And this is a tough one, so I'm probably going to take little breaks during the full 50 seconds. If I do, I'll just let you know. But just listen to your body. Do as many of these as you can in the 50-second block, okay? All right. Let's get started. So we're going to start on the forearms, forearm plank. Let me just set my timer. Getting started right now. Getting into plank position on those forearms. And doing a posture check here. So making sure got a nice straight line with your body. Really feel engaged through your whole body. So this really is a full body strengthening exercise. It's working your core and your glutes and your shoulders, working it all. And just holding here. And let's get in tune with our breath here. So just turn your mind towards your breath. 10 more seconds, you got this. 3, 2, 1, rest. Woo. From there, we're going to do those hip abductors. So we're going to get into a tabletop position. Just want to see how I can angle myself best here so you can see. Okay, so your hands are under your shoulder points, hips, knees are under your hip points, and let's kick that right leg out away from your body while keeping your torso as stable as possible. And you should feel this through the outside of your glute. And now switching sides, put the right foot down, and we're going to kick that left leg out. Doing good. Again, this doesn't have to be a huge movement for you to feel the burning. All right, rest. Great work. Okay, from there we're going to get into those scissor crossover crunches. So laying on the back, legs extended out. You can place your hands flat underneath your lower back for support. And then lift those legs up and cross one leg over the other. And just do as many of these as you can, and then rest when needed during the 50 seconds. I'm going to take a quick rest. Keep moving if you can. And I'm getting started again. I'll let you know when the 50 seconds is up. You're doing great. I'm going to take another quick rest. And then getting started again. Another quick rest. And getting started again. And rest. That was the full 50 seconds. Great work. I know that one's a tough one. If it feels a little bit too challenging, you can just do a regular crunch instead. All right, we're going to get back into the forearm plank here. Starting now. Do a little posture check with yourself here. Make sure everything's in alignment. Really squeezing those muscles throughout your whole body, feeling fully engaged. You got this. Looking good. I feel a little shaky energy here. Just means you're working hard and you're doing great. It's 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, rest. Excellent job. All right, we're gonna get into those hip abductors next. So starting with the right leg, so we're gonna get in that tabletop position. And now kicking the right leg out away from the midline of the body. Again, keeping the torso nice and stable here. Doing good. And switching sides. So kicking that left leg out for 25 seconds. Feeling that strengthening through that outer glute. Almost there. And rest. Awesome. I'm gonna get into those scissor kicks now. So laying on the back. Extend those arms overhead. Excuse me as I fix my hair. Actually, don't extend the arms overhead. Sorry about that. Just by your sides or under your low back. Lift those legs up and cross one leg over the other and alternate. Okay, push that low back towards the mat. I'm going to take a quick rest. Keep on moving. If you can, or you can rest with me a little bit if you'd like. All right, I'm extending my legs out again and get to work. I'm resting again. Keep moving if you can. And rest. Great work. Okay, we've just got one more set of each of those exercises. So we're going to get back into that forearm plank, starting now. Forearms are just shoulder distance apart, around those tiptoes. Your neck is nice and neutral, like the rest of your spine. Doing good. If you need to rest at all, you can just rest on your knees a little bit. Feel that energy flowing through your body. Under 10 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, crushed it. That was the last plank of this workout. Okay, from there we're going to get back into those hip abductions. So getting into tabletop position. We're going to start with kicking that right leg out. Now, kicking it out away from the midline of your body. Looking good. If having your palms on the ground hurts your wrists, you can make your hands into fists and rest your weight on your fists. That's an option. All right, switching legs now. So switch right up here. Kicking that left leg out away from the midline of your body. Great work here. And rest. Awesome job. We just got one more exercise, folks, in this circuit. Got those scissor crossovers. laying on our backs, hands by our sides, or you can place them under your low back for a little bit of support. Legs extended out, lift them up, and then cross one leg over the other and alternate. Just resting wherever you need to during this 50 seconds. I'm going to quickly rest. Keep on working if you can. And now I'm going to get back to work. Scissor kicking those legs. And for the rest of this working time, I'm going to switch to a regular sit-up. But if you'd like to continue with the scissor kicks, you can. We just have 3 seconds left. And rest. Awesome job, guys. Stop my timer. We just have one workout circuit left before we do a little cool down. So we actually only have 2 exercises in this circuit, but one of the exercises we do twice because for 50 seconds we'll do it on one leg and then the other 50 seconds we'll do it on the other leg. So what we're going to do is a reverse lunge on one side. Then we're going to do some standing crunches, and then we're going to do the reverse lunge on the other side. So let me show you what that should look like. You can do this with or without weight. I'm going to use my kettlebell. So I'm going to just hold it at my chest. My feet are together, standing on my mat, standing up nice and tall. I'm going to step my right foot back and then sink down into a lunge and then stand back up straight and then sink back down and stand back up straight. So I'll just continue this way for the full 50 seconds. Okay? So it's really just a standing lunge as opposed to a reverse lunge, static lunge. And then after the standing crunches, we'll just do the other side. 1 second as I tie my shoe here. My shoelace has come undone. Don't want to have any accidents here. Okay, so after that static lunge on the right side, we're going to get into a standing crunch. So no weight for this. What you're going to do is just bring your hands by your ears, standing up nice and tall on your mat. And you're going to crunch your right elbow to your left knee, and then crunch your left elbow to your right knee. Right elbow to left knee, left elbow to right knee. And alternate this way. Just like that. Awesome. So we're going to get started. Set up my timer. Okay, picking up that weight if you would like. Standing up on your mat, feet are together. And then let's start with the right leg. So you're going to bring that right leg back behind you into kind of a standing split lunge stance. And then sink that back knee down towards the ground. And then stand back up. Sink it down towards the ground. And then straighten it out. Okay, continue this way. So you want to make sure that your knees are not going over your toes. You want to keep them behind your toes. So not leaning too forward here, keeping the back nice and straight. Great work. And rest. So we're going to do those standing crunches next. And then we'll do the standing static lunge on your left side. Okay, so hands by your ears, standing up nice and tall. Let's crunch opposite elbow to opposite knee, just alternating sides. Let's tuck your chin in towards your chest and really try to crunch inwards. So you get the maximum bang for your buck on your abdominals. Great work. 20 more seconds. Looking good. No need to rush through this movement. More important to have good balance, good form. 3 more seconds. And rest. Good work. Okay, we're going to get into that reverse lunge again, but this time we're going to bring the left leg backwards. Okay, so standing at the top of your mat, standing up nice and tall, roll those shoulder blades back, holding the weight at your chest if you're using a weight. Step your left foot back, and then sink your left knee towards the ground, and then straighten it back out. Doing good. Take your time here. Focus on your form. Excellent job. Focusing on your breath, not holding your breath. And rest. Okay, we're gonna bring it back to the top with the reverse lunge with your right foot back. Picking that weight back up if you're using one, holding out your chest, standing up nice and tall, and bringing that right foot back and lunging down. And stand it back up and lunging down. Taking your time. Nice and stable movement. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. Next, we're going to get back into those standing crunches. Standing up nice and tall, so roll those shoulder blades back and down away from your ears. Place your hands by your ears. And let's crunch, alternating elbow to opposite knee, alternating sides. Nice standing exercise. No equipment needed. Love it. You can do it anywhere. Breathing in as you extend and then exhaling as you crunch. Great job. Under 10 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Great work. We're going to do our static lunge with our left foot back now. So standing up nice and tall, top of your mat, with your weight at your chest. You're going to support your weight in your right foot, and then bring that left foot back, lunge down, and then up, down and up. Not moving the feet out of place, just keeping them where they are. You're just changing the angle of the knee joint here for both of your knees. Toes are pointing forward. Looking good. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, we just have one more set of each of those. So we're going to start back at the top with the static lunge with your right foot backwards. So holding that weight at your chest. Let's send that right foot backwards, sinking the knee towards the ground, and then standing back up. Nice and steady here. I know this can be a little tricky on the balance, so take your time. You can slow it down. You can pause at the top if you need to. All right, for the last 10 seconds, let's hold at the bottom of that lunge. All right, so sink down and we're just gonna hold in that position. Feel the burn. Doing great. You're almost there, and rest. Great work. All right, second to last exercise. We're gonna do the standing crunches in just a few seconds. Stand up nice and tall, roll the shoulder blades back and down. Hands at your ears. Alternating opposite elbow to opposite knee, alternating. I can never say that right. It's like a tongue twister. I'll tell you, remembering your rights and your lefts and what part of your body is moving and saying it all out loud while working out, it's more of a challenge than you would think. It's tricky on the brain. It's good. Keep on moving through that crunch. Looking good. Just 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, everyone, we have one more exercise. We're gonna do that reverse lunge with your left leg back. Your static lunge, I should say. Okay, standing up nice and tall, weight by your chest, send that left leg back and send the knee down towards the ground and then back up towards the sky. Going from a 90-degree angle on your knees, back up to standing relatively straight angle on the knee. Standing up nice and tall. All right, last 10 seconds. We're gonna hold at the bottom of the lunge. So sink down, we're just gonna hold here. You can do it. I know it's tough, but you got this. 3, 2, 1, and you're done with the workout. Crushed it. We're just gonna finish up with a couple minutes of a cool down. Just turning off my timer. Okay, starting standing. Let's raise our arms overhead. Grab those hands over our head and just stretch up towards the sky. And then bending over towards one side. Standing back up straight. Bending over towards the other side. Standing up straight. And let's forward fold over our legs. Like bending the knee here. Just let your head and neck and arms hang down. And if you'd like, you can gently sway from side to side, letting it all go. Take some nice big inhales and exhales here. All right. From here, you can step into plank. And then bring your knees down to the ground. Extend your knees out the width of your mat. Toes are touching and sink those hips back and down. Place your forehead on the mat. Your arms are laying on the mat, extended overhead. Let's just rest here for a moment. Let's take a big, deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and let it all go. All right, getting into tabletop here. And then sitting down. We're going to do a quick figure 4 stretch. So laying on our backs. Place your right outside of your right ankle on top of your left thigh, just under your knee. And grab behind your left thigh here and just gently pull that leg towards you if you are able to, just to deepen the stretch through your right glute here. Hold that just for a few seconds and then switch sides. Okay, let's take a big deep breath into the nose and let it all go through the mouth. All right, switch sides. Placing your feet down on the mat, resting the outside of your left ankle on top of your right thigh, just under your knee. Grabbing hold of your hands behind your right thigh and just gently pulling that right thigh towards you, towards your chest. So you can feel that deep stretch through the outside of your left glute. All right, let's take one more big deep breath in and out together. In through the nose. Open up the mouth and let it all go. All right. Great work, everyone. I'm knocking into the table here. I'm sure my hair is going to be crazy as I stand back up. Thank you for working out with me. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.